Hey y'all, it's Kadisha. I'm back with another video. Today I want to talk about accountability and the importance of us having an accountability partner. A lot of times in our lives we're going through things that if we were standing on the outside looking in, we could see, oh my, this is terrible. But when we're on the inside of it, it's so hard to see exactly what you need to do in a situation. And I've been there and I've done it. And so this is not a place where I'm trying to beat up on you about doing the wrong things. It's about being so far in it that you can't not see it. So you need to get someone who can help you see clearly. And you may say, well, I don't have anyone that I could actually do that, or someone that would do that for me. The funny part is, none of us want to be held accountable, but if we were put into a place where we had to hold somebody else accountable, we would do it. And when you actually sit down and think about it, you're like, that is so true. That is so true. Like, you tell me, and I thought this was so brave of a gentleman who, was having a tough time. And he came to me as an accountability partner. This was years ago. And I thought that was so brave of him to do that. But I had never, I guess, had someone to do that for me. So I didn't really understand, I wouldn't say I didn't understand it, but I didn't probably take it as serious as I should have. And so he was telling me exactly what was going on. And he was like, I'm basically telling you this. I don't think he realized he was telling me that as an accountability partner, but he was just like, well, I guess he was, because he was like, just, talk to me or whatever, tell me this. And I was like, okay. And but the sad part was, like I said, I didn't take it as serious. So I would forget. And so don't be one of those. But it was just like, of course, if it was in my face doing it, I would say, hey, don't do that or whatever. So yeah, it's most of the time we don't think we need one, or we don't realize it. And that could be a problem too, because you're in something and you're just like, it's going terrible for you. But when somebody tries to tell you something, you get upset and mad about it. And we have to realize that, yeah, there are some people out there that are not gonna like you, or just have something bad to say all the time. But that's not the case in every single case. So we have to, take into consideration that we're not perfect people, and we're gonna do things not, good sometimes. But it's up to us to realize, like, okay, maybe this person is helping me, or whatever the case may be. And like I think I've said it before, you don't have to take whatever somebody says as gold. You can take it as a grain of salt. If you don't have a relationship with the Lord, where you can actually go to the Lord and ask the Lord, hey, can you confirm this to me, confirm or deny this to me? Is this something that I'm doing? Is this something I need work on? If you don't have that relationship with the Lord, I really, strongly encourage you to get one, because He is the only one who can see you for who you really are. People see our actions, and like the Word of God says, men looks on the outside, but God sees the heart. And so even though you may be doing something that is terribly wrong, the Lord knows your heart as to why you're doing it. And so to certain people, it may look like you're a bad person, but God knows it truly who you are. So even when you get that accountability partner, go to the Lord and ask the Lord, is this something that I'm working, and I need to work on, or whatever, and be ready to hear the answer. That's the hard thing about us. It's like sometimes we will ask for, help, but we won't accept what someone has said, and especially God, because sometimes we can't hear God audibly. Yeah, God can. He can do all things. He can speak to you audibly. But majority of the time, and I've heard a pastor say this, and this is so true, God sounds like us. So we'll say something in our mind and we're like, oh my, okay, that confirmed it, but it was really you speaking it. And other times we'll hear something and be like, oh no, that ain't it. But that could be God talking, but it's still your voice, if that makes sense. So this video is basically to tell you to get an accountability partner and someone who can hold you accountable. And if you can't find anybody in your circle, you may have to, reach out. So there's plenty of things for everything. I don't have anything in particular that I can tell you to go to. But just, pray, ask the Lord to send me somebody who will, hold me accountable, and like I said, be ready for them to do exactly that, because growing in an area where you need help is hard. It is so hard, and most of the time we get so comfortable in doing the wrong thing that when we are placed to put in, when we get in a place where we need to do the right thing, it's so hard to, even though we know it's the right thing, like, it's so hard to do because we've gotten used to doing what we're used to. So yeah, I hope this video encourages you to get an accountability partner, and if you already have one, listen to what they're telling you, because I truly believe that they are there to actually help you and not harm you, depending on who it is, like I said. But majority of the time, when you have somebody that you're asking to hold you accountable on something, even if they ain't doing the right thing, they will try to hold you accountable, because they're like, hey, you need to do this, but they know they ain't doing it, and that's, sometimes we get into hypocrisy, and that's a whole different, a whole different thing. That's when somebody's trying to tell you to do something that they ain't doing. But it's a different when you come to them and ask that, okay, I'm struggling in this area, can you help me with this? Unless they're struggling in the same area, then they may not be able to help you with that. So be wise. And it's like, how do you say be wise and get an accountability partner? Like I said, you can see people and their actions better than you can see yourself. So if you see somebody doing something that you don't necessarily agree with, or it's not the right thing, then no, I probably wouldn't ask them to be an accountability partner. But someone that you kind of look up to and you think like, and not to say that their life is perfect, because they could be hiding behind, a camera like me, you only see a little bit, a glimpse of what I show you of my life. And so it could be the same way. But it's somebody there, and the Lord will lead you to them if that's truly what you're wanting, someone to actually hold you accountable and to help you and navigate different seasons of your life. So yeah, I hope this, like I said, I hope this video finds you good. And remember, y'all, I'm getting it down pat now. Remember to be the change that you want to see in someone else. Until next time.